Hey guys, what's going on? StormRider36 here, and today I finally have it for you. The second half of the final boss fight. We finally beat the raid. Oh my god. It was so difficult, but it's so fun at the same time. Because, it's not too challenging, but it's like something you have to, stay focused on and, really pay attention to. And it didn't help that my internet was not cooperating at the time of doing this. You guys are going to see Shanks lagging all over the place. And it's just, oh boy. And, excuse me, sorry, I had a burp, caught my throat, and it just didn't want to come out. But it is so much fun. So, really, we had a guy that was very experienced, and thanks to him for doing that. And, so this boss fight is all about empowerment of 3 people, and then the other 3 aren't empowered. So what our strategy was so we wanted to kill the cat. So there's 3 captains that spawn on every side, like I talked about last time in the Aksis first stage fight. So there's a captain on every side, and you have to kill all the captains. And then after you kill all the captains, empowered people go and pick up all the cannons. Because the empowered people, 1, can move faster than everybody else, and 2, they need to be covering the sides because they are the only people that can stun Aksis. Meanwhile, the 3 people that aren't empowered are going to throw Siva clusters, and you're going to see me do both. And once you throw all 3 Siva clusters, he becomes, like, crouched, kinda, and then you go and you slam down on his back when you're empowered, which is literally just jumping on over top of him and then pressing X. Now, it is very quirky when you do this. What you have to do is you have to not be in mid-jump, you have to be in free fall. So you have to pretty much, once you're over him, press A again, or X, I think, is the equivalent to A on PS4, whatever your jump button is. Press it again to cancel your jump. You got to cancel the jump, and then you pretty much are set from there. Because then you can press X and you'll hit him, and, it's pretty forgiving at that point. And then once, after the 3rd time you do this, he's going to be stunned for the longest time. That's when you do the most damage. That's when you want to use your void bows, your supers. You want to pick up all 3 of the cannons that you gathered around and aim for his head and hold it until you hear the secondary sound. So once it does maximum damage like that. And then after all of that, you want all 3 cannons going at the same time. You want supers. We found that if you use the exotic void sword, that actually works very well with its RT attack, or, its super attack, whatever you want to call it. Then Aksis is going to try to wipe you, because he's a douchebag. But then what you do is you go and stand on 4, there's 4 pillars in the background, so you only have 4 pillars to do this. So that's why you have to really focus when you're doing DPS. And you can damage him anytime after you get his shields down with the 3 Siva clusters, so my bad, 3. So you can damage him when he's crouched down and his back's open, and when the empowered person is slamming him, you could be shooting at him at that point. When he's, up freaking out, of course you can shoot at him, and always aim for the head, because the head is obviously his crit point. And you pretty much want to try to do as much damage as possible in the time frame that you have, because of the fact that there is a final stance kind of thing, and you'll see that when we beat him, and it's so fucking good. So, what you're going to really want for this fight is just highlight, because this fight is light level 380. It is crazy. One of the main strategies we found is if you'll see when he's teleporting around, before the captains spawn in with their cannons and the servitors come in, that there's the stairs leading up to the 2 sides, the left and the right, that have big pillars that you can hide behind for a majority of his damage to not hit you. So that's pretty much where you have to stand. Now the people in the middle should be your highest light, just because of the fact that they don't really have too much cover from all the sides, and it sucks. But that's just the way it is. So, this boss fight was awesome. It felt great to finally beat the raid. I'm going to tell you right now, you're probably going to want to be upper 360s for this raid fight, because you're not going to be able to do the DPS that you need when you, if you're below, like, 365. And you can just see us layering into him every single time we get the chance, because you need to do as much DPS. And then when you jump over him, I almost miss, but as you can see, his hitbox is a little bit bigger than it looks like, so just be calm, try to stay above him. It's a lot better that way. And really, the communication with your team is key, because after you stun him, you need the 3 empowered people to cover the 3 other teleport spots that he could possibly go to, because of the fact that those are the only places that he can go to, because one of them is already covered up by his fat spider body. And always make sure to use those cannons. Those cannons do a ton of damage. You guys are going to see when you hit him in the head, you get crits, and you do 60,000 damage. And then when you hit him in the body, or maybe that's because of the tether, actually. Now that I'm looking at the footage, because I'm watching this as you guys are, it might be because of the tether. So you want Night Stalker hunters on your team. That's for sure. That is a guarantee. You want Night Stalkers. We only had 1 for this run through, and it worked out. So, you know, at least 1, but I would say probably 2 to be safe. Just so that if at one point you don't have a bow available, you have a backup guy, because if we didn't have a bow available, then we didn't have a bow, and that kind of sucked. But, you know, we actually got through it, and he had his bow most of the time, so thanks to him. And like I said, the Dark Drinker, I think, is the exotic Void Sword, is amazing for doing damage to him in his 3rd stage. So his 3rd stage is the longest, 2nd stage is of course the middle longest, and then the other one is the shortest. The first one is the shortest. So because the stun duration increases as, you know, you do more damage to him as you use your empowerment more. So it's pretty much the same as the first fight. It's just the fact that now he is moving around, and he's not stationary on the middle platform. But whenever he goes back to the middle platform after teleporting all those times, he empowers 3 of you. And if someone does die, who's empowered, the empowerment goes to someone else. So it's not like you're eternally screwed. Other people get empowered, so that you can pick up the slack. I think we did that. I think one time someone died, but they weren't empowered, and we needed them to throw the clusters at Aksis, and I picked up the slack. Pretty much how you have to work it. And it's really good. And call out the servitors, because the servitors are randomized. You know, you have Arc servitor, you know, you need to be like, hey, Arc's over here. And it's a really fun boss fight. I'm really happy what they did with the raid. It's actually not that long of a raid, which was pretty cool. I liked that, because it only took us like an hour to get through the first 2 parts. And that was with the you know, doing the siege engine on the first try. Actually, for the first time, we usually fail on that once or twice. So that felt pretty good. We got to Aksis. We would have gotten to Aksis in under an hour, but we had to do Outbreak Prime stuff, and that was pretty fun. You guys, there's tons of other guides on YouTube about how to do Outbreak Prime, so I didn't make one, obviously. And also, by the time I'm putting out this video, people have beaten the raid with like 2 people, I think. So it's kind of like, you know how to get the Outbreak Prime. There's videos how to get the Outbreak Prime. You don't need my video. You don't need some amateur guy who barely even knows how to beat the raid to tell you how to get Outbreak. It's not really that hard. It's just a bunch of monitors. There is the final monitor and the chest, however, when we beat Aksis. So I'll at least show you that location. I guess I'll be useful. But you know, you guys can just see the DPS that we try to put out. Those cannons are great. Supers are great. Sunbreaker was great when you put on the sunspots after you hit every hammer, because the sunspots just tear away at them. Melting point on your melee, because if you can get that melee off, it's very quirky though to hit him with it. If you get that melee off, you melt him. He gets so much less defenses, so it's really good to do that if you're a Titan main. Sunsinger's a really good one, because if you do end up dying, which is very easy done, no matter what light level you are, if you self-res, you are pretty set, and you can also use sticky grenades and everything to just burn him away. And they're, you know, as a hunter, I already said Void Hunter is the best choice, because of the fact that, you know, he just, the tether makes it so everybody can do more damage. Now, you can argue if you have like a majority hunters, you could do like Gunslinger with Celestial Nighthawk on some of them. That is true, you could, if you wanted to, but, you know, Void, you want at least 2 Void, like I said. Because then you have bows, and then Celestial Nighthawk shots are just, I don't even want to think about that damage on any other boss. Aksis is pretty tanky, actually, so I'm not really too excited about the hard raid, because that's going to be hard. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe the name tells me it's going to be hard. But it's just, I love it. I love this raid. My favorite part of the raid is Volsic. I think I said that in the last video. And if I didn't, well, I'm saying it now. But, you know, Aksis is pretty cool. And as you could see, we had 2 teammates die there, but 1 self-res. So then we have 1 guy back, and it helps a lot. You know? So if you're a Warlock guy, or girl, I shouldn't be sexist, you want to be able to, you know, self-res. If you're a Hunter main, Void Hunter is probably the best. Talk to your team about being a gunslinger with Celestial Nighthawk. Blade Dancer, I would not recommend. And then if you're a Titan main, you know, depending on how many Titans you have, Sunbreaker's awesome. Or, what's it called? Defender with weapons of light. Only because then you just do more damage, and it, you know, makes it better. That's the only reason. We were actually told by our guy that, you know, maybe weapons wasn't the best, the bubble, because of the fact that people would have to go to the bubble in order to get the weapons. So, you know, just talk about it with your team, get a good team together, get people that are highlight, maybe people who have done it before if you're doing it for your first time, you know, or, you know, look up a video of, like, some of the really popular walkthrough people. That'd be awesome for you to do. And you're gonna see, like, he, like, glitches out a little bit for me, but, you know, whatever. And then, so this is the 3rd time, and his health is going down, 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 and this is where it gets intense. So I'm pretty sure if this isn't the last round, then the next one is. I think this is the 2nd to last round. I don't think we get him down far enough yet to be killed the other time around. Yeah, this is, so there's the last pillar. So this is pretty much do or die. Now, it's going to say Enraged is close. Don't worry about Enraged if you've gotten this far. If you haven't gotten this far, with damage-wise, like maybe 1/5 left, you're not going to win. I'm sorry. Enraged is going to murder you. You have no more pillars left. It's impossible. See, it says Enraged is near as soon as we jump off the pillar. So I hope that this is timed up well. Otherwise, this is going to be real awkward when I try to edit this together. So, anyway, so ammo is going to be scarce, so make sure you have synthesis at this point. Just because there's so many shanks that spawn in, and you need to be spending so much ammo damaging him, because if you don't damage him enough, you don't win, obviously. Duh, Storm Rider. We know that. You're an idiot. I know, I'm an idiot. Don't worry about it. But regardless of that, so now he's enraged. You guys just saw the enraged text, but at this point, it doesn't matter. If we can get him down low enough, he won't be able to regenerate that shield when he goes back to the middle, which is the whole end goal. Make sure after the 4 pillars are gone, so there's 5 rounds altogether, to make sure, sorry about the sniffle there, still sick, that you can, you know, finish it out strong. So, you guys are going to see, this is the final round that we got going on, and this is where I pick up the slack for one of my teammates that dies, unfortunately. So we have 1 shank, or we have 1 servitor on the left, and then he died in middle, and he's the guy that's supposed to pick up middle. So then I was like, oh hey, I could do that, because when you pick up a cannon, you can't pick up a sieve charge. So what did I do? I decided to pick up the slack, and it paid off, because, you know, usually I'm that guy that's like a very stickler to the plan, like, oh, somebody grab it in the middle. I'm usually the one that actually gets the cannon, to be honest. So, you know, doing that for me was kind of out of the ordinary, but I wanted to win this so bad I didn't fucking care. So this is the last round of empowerments. This is when you need to do your damage. You need to get it so that he will be able to die at the end of the next, like, empowerment run. So this is the final one. We are going to have people hitting him up, and then you just shoot the shit out of him like you've been doing, like you've been watching us do. And you guys can see that his health is probably about, I want to say that's maybe 1/8 left of his health. I don't know. He has so much health. It's stupid. And so anyway, so as you can see, I shoot him while he's down, and then this is the final one. This is where he's hurt. This is where you need him to almost die, pretty much, because he won't die here. He will not let himself die here, and it's just where you really have to, you know, work for it. And you guys can see those sunspots are really doing damage. Make sure to use all your grenades. I don't really need to tell you guys this. So now, as you can see, he did not physically let himself die. He's gonna teleport back to the middle and not have his shield. That's the key. That's when you know, just unload, because he's gonna try to wipe you. You have that time to try and murder him. And you know, we did. And then you'll get the pop-up if you haven't done it before, that you beat the rest of the machine. You get an emblem. I got the scout rifle. I was full on primaries at the time, so I was like, all right, I want to see the scout rifle. Scout rifle's not that good. I was hoping for the auto rifle, because the auto rifles are bae. But oh well, who cares? You get an achievement if you do it, and then you know, I don't have any cache keys, so I go to check. No, Storm Rider, you don't have any cache keys. You dumb son of a bitch. You didn't save any because you're an intelligent human being. And then now we get shown by our leader through the final part of the raid, because he is awesome. We get shown where the final monitor is, and then we get the Outbreak Prime quest. So I hope you guys did enjoy. I hope you guys are having fun with Rise of Iron as much as I am. I still love this update. Still trying to do better than Trials, I can tell you that much. Still trying to get leveled up. And there's actually an update coming out tomorrow that is going to up the light level, so hopefully I can get up there fast enough to do the hard raid, because that'll be great. So as you can see, you activate the final monitor, the laser grid will go down, the monitor will activate, and then there's a cool looking chest at the end of the hallway. You open her up, and you get the Siva engine, and then you go talk to Shiro, and then that's it. That's the quest. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. This has been Stormrider 36, and I will see you all in the next one.